Things aren't always what they seem to be. This episode is for the grown folk. Hello. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show. I am Kimbaley. It's such an honor to be hosting today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all of those you've invited. And thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. The God in me loves the God in you. I can't even believe that I'm telling you the story that I'm going to share with you today, but we're going to get right into that. But before we do, let's hear our Astro-Numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Monday, August the 12th. The sun is in Leo. The moon is in Scorpio. It's Mercury retrograde. It's a 7 universal month, 9 universal week, and an 11 universal day. This day will tend to favor those with a visionary mindset or a futuristic way of looking at things. It's about going beyond the 5 physical senses and taking these senses to a deeper and higher level. Those who are able to attain this higher awareness will certainly be today's beneficiaries. And as for the rest of you, simply do the best you can to reach that level of being ahead of the curve if possible. Expect those under the signs of Leo, Aquarius, Cancer, and those born on the 2nd, 7th, 11th, 16th, 20th, 25th, and 29th of the month to be out front and center now. Once again, that is our Astro-Numerology report, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can get your forecast every day by downloading the Star 8 app. You can go to a Star 8 ASTAR8.com. You can also get it on Google Play, on the App Store, and Linktree/numbers and you, where you can also check out his other services and products. Life has patterns. Do you know your patterns? Do you know what your unique talents, gifts, skills, and abilities are? Do you know when it's the best time for you to make moves? Do you know when it's time for you to sit back and chill a little bit? One thing that can really help you when you're determining what to set your intentions on is knowing who you are. And you can do that through your numerology reports. You can get a personal report, your yearly forecast, or you can get a compatibility report. And also, you can have me dig deep into your numerology chart to get your questions answered so that you can be in alignment with your purpose on this journey. Go to Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com for your report or to book a consultation today. Now, let's get into the story. The one thing you should know about my mama is that she did not play. I'm sure you already know that. What you may not know is that we bumped heads from time to time. Being the oldest child, it was always expected of me that I was more responsible and should set the example for my younger siblings. Mom made sure I stayed in line. It often felt as if she was being extra hard on me. And because of this, I would get away whenever I could. I often went home from school with my friend Pam. I loved it over there. Pam's mother was so nice. She let us do whatever we wanted to do. We ate all the junk food we wanted. We watched all the TV we wanted. We talked on the phone or did what we liked mostly. That was to go meet our other friends and go to the basketball court and watch the guys play basketball. Pam's mother even allowed Pam to have a boyfriend. And this boyfriend was an adult, and the mother knew. Because of this, Ma didn't like the idea of me being at Pam's all the time. But I would get off the bus there instead and sneak home before my mom got home from work. I thought maybe Mom was just being too mean to me, or she had to have something against me. So I rebelled. Pam's older boyfriend had no problem driving me down the long, isolated road to get me to my home before my mom arrived. In hindsight, I knew that I was divinely protected. There were several red flags, but I knew I had to beat Ma home or else. My senses got so strong on that trip. About halfway down the road, I heard the car stop. I prepared myself. I knew he was going to try me. I fought so hard that he had no choice but to take me home. I was blessed that I was untouched and made it home without a scrape. I think now, just looking back over this story, I feel even more grateful thinking about the danger during that time. However, that experience changed my life forever. I had been so consumed with thinking my mom was against me that it was difficult to see who really was against me. I even thought about Pam. I was so sure she was living her best life. But look at what she had to deal with also. Here's the hard lesson I learned that day. Life isn't against you, it's for you. Everyone has a purpose in your life. Everyone you have to deal with, no matter what the relationship is. Even though some people said my mom was strict or mean, I found after my experience that there was a purpose for that. The truth is, my mom didn't act the way she did because she didn't like me. The very opposite was true. It was all about helping me to become independent and about my safety and protection. As it turned out, my mom wasn't against me. She was actually for me. At that time, I was just too distracted about what others were doing and saying to see it for myself. I had created a limited belief. Perhaps you were thinking that I was silly for feeling that my mom was always against me. However, this same behavior goes on in our communities, in society, and on the planet in general. It happens in companies, through religion and spirituality. It happens in politics, government, and throughout the races. Many people feel that there is someone or something against them or out to get them. The truth is, if you think this way, something will be against you. That something or someone is very, very close to you. It's you. Here's why. The moment you even begin to think that something or someone is against you, you are creating a subconscious limited belief that will continue to manifest the evidence of it. You may say, look, I told you it's happening, and through the lens of your perception, it appears just as you believe it. It then goes on to create the snowball effect, because then you say to another person, "Don't you see it too?" And they can be convinced through your suggestion. This is how these thoughts spread to the masses. This is the result of being in the blame stage of consciousness. The blame stage is when you say it's all someone else's fault. When you blame someone else, it becomes an excuse. It's very distracting because it means you are not acknowledging your truth. Buddhists say that to become enlightened, one must alleviate suffering. Well, if you're still in the blame stage of consciousness, all you're doing is passing the reason for your suffering down to someone else. Since we are speaking about perception here, let's look at things from a different angle. Life is always happening for you. Had I known this as a teenager, I would have taken myself home like Mom told me and had nothing to worry about at all. If you thought your boss was working for you, perhaps you get that promotion or raise. Whatever you can believe is working for you, ultimately will. You are so powerful. You are creating your life step by step, moment by moment. Everything will always be working in your favor, no matter if that belief is limited, such as life is against you versus life is happening for you. Even if you don't believe this concept, it doesn't cost you a thing to try it. In fact, I dare you to try it. Stop being distracted with what others are doing or saying. I'm telling you now, no matter what you're going through, if you believe, and I really mean believe, it will work in your favor, it will. Some think because they say the word believe, they really do believe, but it has to be a genuine belief. I never told my mother about the experience I had that day on the long ride home. I felt limited in a sense because I knew I had disobeyed her in the first place. In fact, I've only told this story a couple of times in my life, and one of those times was in an attempt to save another young girl's life after many years later. It's hard to believe I'm sharing it now. I also learned that I am and have always been divinely protected, even though I was wrong for disobeying my mother. That's a miracle within itself. However, Ma did notice a change in my behavior. I listened more and was more understanding of who she was. I went from thinking that she was against me. I then started understanding that she was certainly for me. Our reality can sometimes be elusive because it's perception based. Many people get distracted by the perception of others, so much so that some even take on the belief that everything or everyone is against them, when in fact, the person that believes that is limiting their possibility. Let's go back to the example of the boss. If a person believes their boss is against them, it sends that signal to your subconscious, which will manifest that. The problem comes in because the boss is the one offering the promotion and raises. You just limited yourself simply because you feel your boss is against you. Everyone is here to serve a purpose. You are here to serve a purpose. Don't look to the left of you or to the right of you. Stay focused on your path. Life is not against you. It's all working in your favor. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.